My friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to keep this video pretty short. One of my kiddos tested positive for strep a few days ago, and I haven't been feeling well here lately. But I still wanted to keep my word about doing the Tuesday, Thursday videos. First off, if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you stopping by. Just every Tuesday, Thursday, I want to run through a whole bunch of charts, kind of give my reasoning. I do a lot of stuff on Twitter. If you haven't done so already, please follow me there. Colin_Gladman. It's the only account that I have, so I know there's imposters out there. So if you get any spam bots or anything like that, that is not me. I like communicating through video rather than it being something that with just Twitter with limited characters, sometimes it's hard. So I kind of want to walk everybody through some charts that I'm going to be looking at today. We're going to look at SPY, NVDA, MULN, AMC, GME, Oxy, Tesla, and Carvana. Like I said, I just want to run through those real quick. Like I say, give a quick little snapshot and go from there. Also, the rest of this month, the rest of February, I tweeted out today, it being the month of love, I'm going to be doing a discount for 20% off your first month if you join my Discord this month. And I've kind of posted little testimonials, things of that nature. One of my guys today was like, I'm just extremely grateful for all the people in here. I've learned more a month than 3 years of trying, failing, and chasing my tail. Long way to go, but I'm with the right people. And that's what it's all about. We just want you to make great decisions for yourself, your family, and your portfolio. So if you're interested in that, shoot me a DM on Twitter. Having said that, let's jump into the video. So SPY, what I'm watching for. So today, very choppy up until, one of the crazier days I've seen, in the market, which that's saying something lately. We were basically, we gapped down and then just chopped around. And then when Powell started talking, we ripped up and then we pulled down and then we shot right back up. I tweeted out that, you do not want to lose 408 today. And I mean, it just 408 all the way down. Basically, it was like 408.50 to like 407.50. I mean, it just held as a brick wall. Even on this hard flush here, the volume was really starting to ramp up. And I mean, it was soaked right back up and pushed right up. Now we're kind of up here in this supply zone. You can see it a little bit better. Just kind of using all these wicks up here in the hourly candle, kind of giving myself a range. But it's really basically 416 to about 418 is what I'm looking for. We want to kind of consolidate and push up through there for a continued move upward. I posted it was going to be, I'm probably going to have to scroll back here for a second. But I want to show you guys that, it wasn't just, well, you never said that. But I basically said I thought this week we would pull back. No, that day came true. But I basically laid out a plan of saying that I wanted to see SPY kind of pull back to 408. Yeah, here we go. So this was on February 5th, so 2 days ago. Like to see an open of 408 to 410 and then push. Overall, I see 420 this week, then potentially a pullback to 410, and then a continued push all the way up to 430. So I still think that that's true, absolutely possible. I mean, we're only 5 points away from seeing 420. I haven't paid attention to the State of the Union address at all, but that also might be able to give it a little bit of push. So the reason that I'm kind of thinking that is basically around that, 420, 422. This is where we had, this big gap down right here. So I'll just go ahead and mark it. There's, right around, 419.50. And then we've got some gaps. And then, of course, that leads us all the way up to right around 430. So I think if we get to 420 and then we pull back to like 410 or so, then that'll give us the momentum to push on up. So essentially it would look like this, push to 420, pull back beginning of next week, maybe like a little bit of fear of what the CPI print could look like, and then that. I think that's all very reasonable to expect right now. And then 430 is kind of all bets are off. We want to see, if we start getting up here and it starts looking like a buying climax and distributive, then it would essentially kind of chop around in this range and then begin to roll over is kind of what I'm looking for right now. And having said that, I think one of the better looking plays out there for some upside is going to be NVDA. If it can get over this 225, this little range back in here, I mean, it's pretty much got a clear shot at least to 260, if not all the way up to 280. Has been running a little hot on the RSI, so you want to keep that in mind. But pretty much this inverted head and shoulders. Plus, you just recently had the golden cross happen, so I think there's a lot of positive momentum in this stock. One of my guys today played it for like almost 200%, I believe is what he said. So I did not, but it's a good looking one. But I mean, it is coming up here on on some solid resistance that's been going on. So one great way that you could map that out would be, if you just kind of looked at this whole area, is sort of your supply zone. So it's definitely in supply. So you want to see what happens. It could be, and this is where the people will be, oh, great, up, down, sideways. But it could either consolidate before a push up, consolidate before a push down, could break on through, retest and then push up, could drop, retest, and push back down. I mean, there's this is why I always say when it comes to the market, you don't speak in certainties, you speak in probabilities. And this move looks solid. The volume that is going to be, I don't need that, it is. The volume that has been behind this move to the upside looks good. The effort is meeting the result as far as I'm concerned, which means basically on your big volume days, I mean, you just want to see, so like these highest volume days, you basically just have, and there's good volume today. So I mean, you've got people, and sorry, a little bit of brain fog sickness here, but you've got a big volume push here today, and it's pretty much just a solid push to the upside. If you have a big volume day, but it kind of looks like this, sort of like a gravestone. I mean, this was perfect. I mean, a low volume gravestone, basically just telling you it's consolidating. I mean, you can tell right now that was boom, right? That's how TA works. I dig it. I like this look right here. So, yeah, that's going to be what I would be looking for on NVIDIA. NVIDIA looks good to continuation, does need to get on top of 225. For MULN, I think this one looks good too. From a standpoint that you've got this rising support that it's been in. Obviously, you've had this downtrend, but now, I mean, your dips are getting bought up. So you're getting hammer candles. You get this long wick at the bottom. So I think MULN is going to be due for a breakout. It'll probably be one of those days. MULN, when it does break out, it'll probably get a push. Potentially even all the way up to like maybe like 53 cents would make a lot of sense. Right, play on words, right? Maybe somewhere between that 50 to 53 cents before potentially coming back and retesting and then getting a continued push up. But it's had a lot of nice breakouts. Let's go down here, maybe see if we see anything on the hourly. So I mean, once again, this is just buyers stepping back in, pushing this back up. Your hourly, your last candle of the day, pretty much just a block. It's good to see. I'm not really seeing any, particular formations that, I mean, you could argue maybe that's a descending, broadening wedge, which is a bullish formation. So if you looked at it, kind of like this, typically you'll have that type of ending to it. So I dig that. So that's going to be kind of what I'm looking for. Definitely want to get over that 42, 43 cent range. For AMC, not a lot of great things to say here, unfortunately, mainly just because of the halt yesterday. Halts have typically, I tweeted out about this. I mean, this is the last time AMC was halted right on its 200 moving average, and just you saw the subsequent days after that. As of right now, that's what we're getting. However, I will say this, what I do like is that as of right now, kind of this $6, it's holding. Okay, as long as that $6, keeps holding, you could definitely see it start to, round out and continue to push towards the upside. But that's kind of what we're looking at right now. As far as the daily goes, you kind of got an ugly looking bullish engulfing candle. Not great. I will say this though, it is nice to see the volume. I mean, it's still above average, but it wasn't. If you got this bearish engulfing, sorry, I don't know if I just said bullish engulfing. This is a bearish engulfing candle. If you got that bearish engulfing candle and the volume was picked up dramatically, that would show, you know, there's a lot more selling going on. So there's still kind of this gap here all the way down to about 570. So even a push down, I mean, you want to overall, you want to, you know, kind of be in this process of, so even if it comes down here and it makes a lower low before continuing back up, like I said, I'm much more bullish on AMC over this 650 standpoint, but that's kind of what I'm looking for and tracking as of right now. For GME, kind of same thing. Got the nice breakout and push yesterday. Did get pushed down today, but so long for me is GME is going to be above this 1950 area. Golly, it's just crazy. I don't know if concerning is not the word that I would use, but I didn't like the fact that the overall market was really ripping today, you know, especially on that recovery, and the meme stocks, you know, they popped a little bit, but overall kind of stayed flat. Like I said, just halts and meme stocks just overall typically is not the best thing. But if GME, you know, essentially you'd be looking at right here, you can see that it is, you know, a double, oops. But essentially it could be a double bottom and push up. Now, if it tests the bottom of this channel, starts to roll back over, then you're going to start looking to get back. But I mean, for me personally, I'll keep selling puts. I'll keep, you know, I'll keep getting paid to be willing to, you know, buy this stock essentially. So if you don't know what selling puts means, I recommend learning about it or join the Discord. We'll teach you about it. But essentially, I've sold puts consecutive weeks for 1950 and I've just collected premium and haven't gotten assigned at all. For Oxy, some dude on Twitter was like, why would you bet against the Warren Buffett company? And the reason is because it's in clear distribution. Just like back here, it was in an accumulation phase. Now, to me, it's clearly in a distribution phase. The last time Oxy got a death cross right here, it proceeded to drop all the way at its bottom to 88%. Okay? I'm not saying that's going to be what's happened here. Obviously, this was COVID, but let's just take COVID out of the equation, okay? Just even before COVID, it dropped 50%, okay? So this is why. I don't give a crap who's invested in it. This is in a clear distribution. Clearly lost its uptrend, okay? And on the uptrend loss, the volume ticked up. And look, this big bar today, this to me is not the effort is not there. Like a bar like this, you know, you would expect the volume. I firmly believe this thing is in distribution, and I might look for, you know, 6 months, even, you know, a year out puts. And I definitely think that this thing is coming back. I mean, you had the volume push up, and then every push up higher has been on weaker and weaker and weaker volume. Clear sign of distribution. If you don't know what that means, read volume price analysis. Okay, tweeted about it multiple times. Tesla, right here. Always, never can go a video without it. But in this supply zone right here, to me, Tesla is pretty much at that, like, either get moving or it's going to come down. So you basically kind of got 4 bearish candles in a row. You've got a Dragonfly Doji today. You've made a series of lower highs here. I mean, Tesla really needs to get moving and pushing, and then I do think it could push all the way up to about, you know, that 220, 230 range before its next potential correction could be here. And this, you know, this could be a healthy retrace. You know, this could essentially be, you know, could this be a cup and handle? And it, you know, I do think Tesla potentially is going to come back and at least see those 140 and 150s again to take out this gap. The volume, or excuse me, each time it's pushed up and tried, It's been on weaker and weaker volume, so that tells me that the bulls are not continuing to try to push it up, and the longer and longer it chops around here, the more and more bearish I'm going to be. As of right now, I do have puts on Tesla that I got today, and we'll see. You know, if it starts pushing up and, you know, breaking out of this supply, I'm going to get stopped out. You know, and if it corrects, I think, to me, more than likely, which is the way I do and trade things, more than likely it is. You know, I think it's more likely that we're going to see a correction, not necessarily, you know, a dump back here or new lows. That is not what I'm saying. But I do think a correction is going to be coming to, because it's just been running so hot. I think it needs to come back and get some energy going before its next push up. But I could 100% be wrong. That is why you need to trade your plan, not my plan. All right. We'll finish up with Carvana. Kind of the same thing as MULN a little bit. Did close back above, you know, this support, which it really needed to, basically, you know, $12.96. So overall, that looks good. Its drops on volume have been really, really low. So Carvana, to me, looks like it could potentially be gearing up for another push up. Here's kind of what I'm watching right now. Just kind of this, you know, this sort of symmetrical triangle pennant right here. Would like to see it start to push back up towards that 17. I want to see the volume start to step in right here. If you could look at this as potentially, did it go through, you know, an accumulation phase, which in my opinion that it did. You can clearly see here that there were people, you know, stepping in and buying this stock at this point in time. So, you know, coming out of it, is this potentially doing a, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside? I absolutely think that that is possible. And so, I mean, if I was just gonna, almost caught the 618 there. So basically stopped at the 2.618. Yeah, and it is basing above the 0.5 right now. So if you can stay on top of that 1304, I definitely think a push up to that 382. You get on top of the 382 right around 1465, and I think you got a real good shot at breaking this downtrend at that point in time. So that's going to be everything, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, please like and subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter if you would like the discount for joining the Discord. But other than that, I hope to be back on Thursday, assuming all goes well and I get to feeling better. Much love, my friends. Have a good one.